Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome for everyone for our webinars, Biotechnology, Science, Business and Society. The 34th webinar now. And our speaker today is Associate Professor Dr. SITI FATIMAH ZAHARAH FUZI. She is currently working in the Department of Technology, Natural Resources, Food Technology, and the Faculty of Applied Sciences Technology at University Tun Hussein Malaysia, UTHM. Obtained her PhD in Bioprocess Engineering from UTM. Dr. FATIMAH ZAHARAH is expert and does a research in recombinant system focusing on immobilization of the wholesale biocatalysis. And she also motivated to advance in the circular economy concept, which is nowadays one of the main issues of SDGs by the United Nations, and sustainability as well, and we look for sustainability of science for industrial applications. Currently, she is actively engaged in development and invention of products partnering to the field of the waste management. I would like to express my sincere thanks for her for coming and joining her vast experience in the circular economy with us. With her talk today, the turning food waste into liquid gold, I would like just to say to her again, welcome home, because she is also UTM alumni. Thank you very much, Associate Professor Dr. SITI FATIMAH, for coming to our webinars.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you so much, Prof. I feel humble for the opportunity that is given to me to be here today with you. It's been a while, right, Prof, since we met last year in the conference. Right. I also would like to thank the organizer of this event, the IBD, and I think you have done very inspiring us in this webinar, and I'm happy to be part of it for today.
Thank you very much.
So, right. So we are waiting for, this is the title of my presentation for today. I think we are waiting for our moderator.
Yeah, Dr. FATIMAH, just proceed with your lecture and moderator come for the Q&A after this.
Okay. All right, okay.
Thank you.
I thought we have a moderator for today's session. I just want to share, the moderator is actually a very dear friend to me, and for the fact that we are here on the same, sharing the same platform, marks another milestone in our friendship with Dr. Hasmaliana. Okay, now before I proceed with this topic, which is turning food waste into liquid gold, please allow me to, maybe by now you already know my name, and you can call me Fatimah. And actually this is more like a point of view and sharing my experience throughout the research, which I've been conducting for quite some time. And then this is like some part that I would want to discuss more with other researchers as well. Okay, so how to go to next slide? Let me, okay, per second, and I'll go here. Okay, allow me to introduce a bit about my university, which is UTHM. Okay, actually, maybe some of you are not aware that UTHM, we have two campuses. Okay, the main one is in Parit Raja, and the new one in which I'm working now is in Pago. Okay, basically we have like three PTJ. We have FAS, which is Faculty of Applied Sciences and Technology, and then Faculty of Engineering Technology, and also Center of Diploma Sciences. Right. Okay. So under my faculty, which is FAS, all right, we offer 7 programs, and basically I'm teaching food technology courses, and we also offer postgraduate programs by research, which is master and also PhD. And I'm also a part of one focus group in FAS, which is the Future Food Research and Innovation focus group, which we focus on the second and third SDG, which is zero hunger and also health and well-being. So those are the main focus for my focus group research. Right. So enough said. Right. So now when we go to the main point. Okay. So when I think ever since I was still a child, I love reading stories about our prophets, especially all of the prophets' profound stories, and also how they perform miracles, bismillah. So and there's this one story that I want to pick for today's session is about Prophet Isa alaihi salam, in which he mold a bird, he mold he mold clay that can form a bird, and then by Allah wills, the bird can fly. So I think most of us have heard about that story, right? So, and we love to read all the stories. I think we have the same experience. So if we read Al-Quran, we will come across this ayah, which is very inspiring, in which the translation of this ayah in Surah Ali Imran, verse 49, and make him a messenger to the children of Israel. Indeed, I have come to you with a sign from your Lord. In that I designed for you from clay, like the form of a bird, and then I breathe into it, and it becomes a bird by permission of Allah. Okay, and I cure the blindness and the leper, and I give life to the dead by the permission of Allah. And I inform you of what you eat and what you store in your houses. So indeed, in that is a sign to you if you are believers. So to me, this is a very inspiring story. Inspiring verse that I would want to highlight for today's session. Okay, what can we learn, or what are, when we go into deep about the meaning of this ayah, we can learn that those who believe and those hearts find comfort in the remembrance of Allah. And the purpose of why I'm choosing this verse or this ayah is to demonstrate the magnificence of Allah. And as you know, many scholars stated that if you tadabbur the Al-Quran, many scholars stated that Allah sent every prophet with a miracle suitable to his time. And Isa was sent during a time when medicine and knowledge in physics were advancing. So this is where I want everyone to think about this for a moment. And about the science part, it means that it is possible for a material to undergo a transformation that renders it valuable or increase it valuable, even though it is considered as little or no value in the first place. So this is where the part that I find it very interesting. Okay, when you see this ayah, okay, what does it mean by atini? It means clay, and it is found that clay, the definition of clay is it largely made up of various mineral species, and minerals is defined as naturally occurring inorganic homogeneous solid having a definite chemical composition or a fixed, meaning it's very organized, ordered internal structure, which is the crystalline structure. And this ordered internal structure is reflected in the external morphology when the minerals has a well crystalline form. Okay, so that is one thing. Another thing about this ayah is atiri, which means bird. And bird here, in which I think is quite interesting as well, because if you want to mold a thing, you are actually fabricating or you are doing fabrication of complex scaffold. So in recent years, the potential of lignocellulosic materials for 3D biofabrication has attracted a growing amount of interest. Okay, so this is things that I want to highlight for today. Okay, how does this relate or inspires our research? Okay. So in the ayah, actually there are three processes that were mentioned. Okay, another word is fuku. Alright, so I would like everyone to take a moment and think about what does it means, or what are the three processes that involve in this verse. Okay, so this is something for you to ponder upon. I'll give the answer at the end of my presentation. Okay, so now, actually, what is the issue? Okay, we are going more detail about the research that we are conducting. Okay, the issue right now is about the food waste, in which every tons of food waste is responsible for about 4.5 tons of carbon dioxide. Meaning that more than or almost 50% of the total solid waste is food waste. So household are the main source of municipal solid waste, and it clearly that food waste becoming a huge concern as it has many negative impact to the global. So in terms of habitat loss, climate changes associated from global warming, pollutions, and also ocean acidification. So those kind of what you call it, the impact from what we have right now in terms of the waste. So there are lots of ways actually to manage the food waste, and if you can see here, precise market report, there are several ways to or practices to manage the waste. And if we can put it into a classification, there are conventional methods and also valorization methods. This is one article that been published by Muhammad Basri in 2021. So the conventional practices are like can use it for animal feeding, landfilling, composting, and also thermal treatment. While valorization, it involves the extraction, and also some will go for chemical conversion, biological conversion, and also synthesis. And this will lead to production of value-added products such as PHA, enzyme, PLLA, and so on. Okay, so that is the issue, and actually there have been lots of efforts being taken care of this food waste. Okay, but the uniqueness of our way is we focus more on the circular economy approach, in which although a circular economy approach encompass more than just a prevention of waste and also reduction. It also promotes organizational, technological, and social innovation across the supply chain. So the innovation in the field of turning waste back into raw materials or value-added products suitable for replacing natural resources is a key phenomenon right now. So in other words, turning otherwise so-called disgusting refuse into treasures of raw materials is what we call is the liquid gold that we are telling you about in the first slide. Okay, so right, so this is our research focus, which we would like to synthesize the biopolymer, which are the PHA and also PHP, and to produce hydrogel and organogel, okay, from the food waste. Right. So if we want to define, liquid gold or something, if we want something to be defined as liquid gold, so I think we need to give context to it, right? And then, or we put some meaning or purpose. For example, what is the use of these materials? So this is where, again, why we use that liquid gold terms. So this part or this material that we produce, we would, our main objective is to make it as an alternative, slowly as alternative for the commercial resin that we have right now. And because the commercial resin, for especially for the 3D printing, we will go into that later, is sometimes are quite hazardous. So we want to produce something that is much more safer to human and also the environment. Okay, so this is where we want to put ourselves at. Okay, in additive manufacturing technologies, you can see lots of approach that you can work with or work in. So this is from hubs.com. Okay, so our main focus is just want to have something that is related with red photopolymerization. Okay, so you can work with whatever materials and whatever methods that you want. So this is the beauty of these technologies, right? So what is 3D printing? Just a bit of it. 3D printing is an additive manufacturing technology used for manufacturing parts, and it also widely employed in the engineering industry, especially for prototyping and also creating of lightweight geometries, because it doesn't need platform lah. So that's why it's additive. And 3D bioprinting has been emerging as a fascinating new technology, alternative way in which we are trying to mimic the living structure to match functional tissue and also organ, which can be used for many health treatment purposes. So these are the approach of 3D printing. So our focus is more on the projection of stereolithography, in which it relies on photo-induced polymerization of a liquid resin in a specific region exposed to light. In our case, it's UV light. Okay. And in 2018, we presented in a conference, International Conference of Biodiversity, about the extraction and partial characterization of durian rind pectin, and we use this to encapsulate the microalgae so that it can be used as fertilizer. So we test it with chili plant. Then another publication that we have is we successfully developed a pectin-based food ink from locally sourced durian rind waste for possible use as a 3D printable food materials. So this is what my student did lah for her FYP. And then, so what are the difference between hydrogel and also organogels? Okay, let me check. Hydrogel are made up of polymer network that are cross-linked and can hold considerable quantity of water. So actually, it has a quite silver a grey line between hydrogel and also hydrocolloid. But in this slide, I just show that what it means by hydrogels. Also, organogels are formulated using non-polar. solvents such as hexane, isopropyl, myristate, sunflower oil, corn oil, and others. So these are how we define our extraction of pectin. And the choice of polymer is an important step in creating physical cross-linked hydrogel. So there have been a lots of study about how to cross-link the polymer. So we use some cross-linker that can intercalate with our polymer, and then use UV so that it will be cured and turn the resin or the hydrogel into 3D parts. Okay, this is how it looks like. So we have our durian rind, and then first we extract the pectin. So we got the low methyllopectin, and then we go for formulation of pectin cellulose composition. So because we wanted to form that internally organized structure, and then we proceed with the 3D printing. So this is just like very recently what we got. So we have a different formulation of pectin and also cellulose, and we got the the structure of the 3D. It's just that still need more to optimize so that will be better in terms of its surface and also the morphology of it. Okay, so that is for the hydrogel part, and I want to bring you to this another biomaterials that can be produced by the valorization of food waste. This is biological process in which we use so PHA and also PHP are water insoluble polymers synthesized and stored in the cytoplasm of numerous bacteria and archaea. So typically a microbe will produce this polymer in the presence of nutrient limiting concentration of sulfur, phosphorus, nitrogen or oxygen, as well as an excess carbon obtained from the food waste. So these two biopolymer are biodegradable and eco-friendly, making them a potential replacement for petrochemically derived plastic. So we are trying to produce this from our microbe. So what we did was to use a bacillus species microbe that can utilize the spent oils, household food waste, okay, and also spent coffee ground. We tried these three materials, these three waste, and include the microbe, all right, and then try to grow the microbe, and we check for the production of PHA, and also we are trying to produce PHB. So when we got the supernatant, we extract the supernatant, and then we test it to see whether this microbe can produce the bioplastic or the PHA, and we found that almost 10% from its total output of the production is PHA. Okay, now, so what are we going to do next? So hypothetically, okay, as natural fiber biocomposite have been proven to be a new class of smart materials, they can be used in 4D printing, which we have heard a lot. Okay, and I think this is one way of us of me sharing how does I view the 4D printing. So 4D printing is materials that is developed to specialize in shape changing mechanism and also structure. So we have noticed that we hypothesized that by whatever waste that we have, the biomass waste, the food waste, by some treatment of enzyme, also chemical treatment, we can improve the strength and reduce the porosity of this waste. And then it will become a biocomposite which consists of pectin and also cellulose and hemicellulose. Also some part of lignin actually. So by fabricating it in the 3D printing and with the helps of cross-linker, we hope that we can produce the 3D product. And then with some trigger or some stimulus that we can add on will lead to a shape memory part in which they can deform shape and also return to its original shape upon appropriate stimulation. So these are what our hypothesis is. So again, there's still a lot of study that need to be done, and I think this is quite ambitious. But I think the pathway are there. So how you want to do it is there's lots of approach. So you can use whatever technology or approach that you want to, in the end, get the 4D structure or 4D character for this material. Okay, again, can you see the mystery box? Right. So this is the box that I asked, the mystery or the things that I want viewers to think of previously. So what are those process and that are mentioned in the verse? So what we can say is that when Prophet Isa used to mold the clay into birds and he breathed into it by the permission of Allah, it became a bird that fly. So when we go back, supposed to have some animation. Okay, when we go back to this again, right? So it says mold the clay, breathe into it, and the permission of Allah, it became a bird that fly. So what if we can just a little bit prove that by science, this is how we wanted to be, to understand more on the verse in Al-Quran. So meaning we mold something, the biomass, in this case the internally, what if I say we can use the internally organized materials and then to do 3D printing, to fabricate it into a structure and then give some triggers or stimuli to make it into turn the shape, and then it can have the shape memory part. So it can be something that also prove the sign of what Allah asks us to think in Al-Quran. So I think that is why I would like to share this with you. So this is merely a discussion part. So that is how we are inspired by this story. So in Surah Al-Imran, verse 190 to 191, indeed in the creation of the heavens and the earth and the alternation of the nights and the day are signs for those of understanding. So this is something that I think what I meant by turning something that is not valuable or worthless to something which is have more value to it. Okay. So take home message. Okay. a sign from Allah, which is sometimes it's not easy to believe until science became advanced enough to prove the existence of such phenomena. That is one message that I would like to for everyone to take note. All right. And then the significant advancement have been made in the field of liquid gold, which are the hydrogels and so biopolymers, ranging from the creation of fundamental chemically or physically cross-linked network to the fabrication of intricate or complex double network composites. The advanced nature of these novel materials is further exemplified by the advance of 4D smart materials. So these are the message. I mean, these are the things that I think very important for us to remember. All right. I think with that, I end my slide. Thank you for listening to this presentation.
Thank you very much, Dr. Siti Fatimah, for the very enlightening and inspiring sharing about her recent research that she has been doing lately. So I would like to thank everybody that is following us, is watching through the Facebook. So thank you for being with us. So I think that everybody has been learning a lot from your stories and the sharing about your research. So basically, I have been knowing Dr. Fatimah since I think more than 10 years old now, more than 10 years now. So she's basically a senior of mine when I did my PhD in UTM. So I remember and also she's a very dear friend of mine. And then I know she's always come up with a crazy idea, of course about research. But now I think she's already realized what she has been, the idea that she has been come up with in those days. So so next, I would like to have some question from the audience. If we have, some question from the audience. Okay, so we have one question from Ms. Riani. Salam doctor, can you elaborate more on the characteristic of the polymer produced from the food waste? In terms of mechanical strength and other properties, does the material perform at par with the conventional 4D ink? Okay, Dr. Fatimah, over to you.
Right, can you elaborate more on the characteristic of the polymer produced? Okay, from food waste, what I've been working with is on the durian rind itself. And why I chose durian rind waste, because at that time we came across lots of journals that mentioning about the uniqueness or all the what you call it compounds that, because when we were little, our parents will ask us, if you eat durian you need to drink water from the durian rind, right?
Yes.
So I was thinking at that time maybe they have lots of some aromatic compound or phenolic compound which is considered as good for our body. So that is why I chose durian rind in the first place. And at that time, because I think it will consist of some compound which is good lah to because we talk about the minerals in the clay, right? So I hope there are some inorganic or organic compound that that we can find at the durian rind. And after we extract the pectin from the durian rind, actually pectin from durian rind pectin itself consists of two different esterification process, esterification bond, which is considered one as high mactocipectin and low mactocipectin. So we found that when we use the treatment, the chemical treatment that we use actually, we found that it contains high value of low metocil pectin, which is good because it means the number of esterification is lower than 50 or 60, and then it contains some other, it can, bind with some other materials or chemicals. So we use this character to make it, we modify the pectin to become the hydrogel by adding some cross linker and also some minerals, so that it can, and also cross linker that can be cured lah for 3D printing. So that is how the character of the polymer, in our case lah, how we justify what what did we do with this food waste. And then in terms of mechanical strength, because you have to check the viscosity, the rheology of it, and I'm not sure if it's on par with the conventional 4D inks at the moment, because there's a lot of study need to be conducted to to claim that. But like I said, because we wanted to try to see whether it can be an alternative alternative materials for the resin itself. So that's why we try to lessen the resin and try to put more improvement on the composition. So yeah, like I said, it's very ambitious, but we tried. That is still a long way to go, but we found that this one is the normal resin that we to print, and this is the
Durian.
the durian wine, but that apa orang kata cantik lah. And but still macam there's, like I said, there's a lot of things that need to be conducted, and so many analysis as well. So our target is just at the moment is to optimize and to what you call it, macam nak cantikkan lagi lah the structure ni. So it's our main project. That's why we are doing both biopolymer, the PHA and PHP, and also hydrogel. So we want to see what if we mix all this, can it make some changes, or what happened to if we do some mixture of it, something like that. Is it answering?
I think yes. Yeah, very interesting. We can actually form the resin from the waste, from the food waste, and that is one of the only one food waste that you are sharing with us. Maybe we can. There's other lots of potential waste from other agricultural waste, right? Okay, so do we have another question? Okay, so from Mr. Muhammad Amirul. Salam Doctor, can you elaborate more? I think this is the I think this is the same question. Yeah, I think that the Mr. Muhammad Amirul also asking the same question just Ms. Suryani just now. So I think it has been answered. So do you have any other question? Yeah, from Miss Lina. Okay, good morning, Associate Professor Dr. Siti Fatimah. Thank you so much for sharing. What is your opinion on waste management in Malaysia? Are we ready to segregate type of waste, and do we have support from consumers up until the last chain of the waste management?
What is your opinion on waste management in Malaysia? I think in a way we did a great job. In a way where we have the landfill, the sanitary landfill, but in terms of the management, because maybe the cost is quite high, right? Most of the technologies we use, we imported from outside, right, Dr. Hasma? So it is and it's still ongoing. Like what I think Mosti also did a very great job. I mean, few of my friend got um apa grant from FIGS to use their pet soldier flies kan. So we are moving forward in a way. It's just that how we want to tackle the industry and also the community, and we can like simply go hand in hand. I mean, we have to meet somewhere in between. So that is the challenge that they are facing right now. So as a researcher, like I said, we don't want to put our product in the shelf, just put it in the shelf, and when I mean we have to do something about it. So that's why yeah, I think all the researchers are doing a very great job. It's just how you want to sell your research product, right? And for the consumers, um, I think that is why we need to create more awareness on this part. Maybe because of yeah, even if we say like we have this kind of project or this kind of research that we have done to get to all this problem, but still we have to do the risk assessment for our project, especially the part where I okay, to be honest, when we see about the circular economy concept, okay, I told you guys about how we treat or you want to extract the pectin, right? But all of this is still considered a cost. I mean, and it will leave the carbon footprint. So the production of the culture itself, and then uh, those solvent or those chemical solution that we use. So those kind of things are still we need to consider that in terms of how much it give for the carbon footprint that being produced. So for it to we say to have the support from the consumer itself, you have to show how can this be done in a way that will helps them. So I think it's go back to the awareness lah, how much the community or we aware that we have this kind of research that being done conducting, and how we can how this can helps in terms of the environment and also the waste management itself lah. I think that's something that maybe still need more discussion lah. Nanti kita akan pergi pada policy and everything. So that's not my expertise. Okay.
Yeah. I agree with, I totally agree with you, Doctor, because in the first place, we as a researcher need to, bring those research, the output of our products to the consumers, to the community, so that they know that there is actually, if benefit of what the research that we have been doing. Like I just want to share about my last travel to Turkey. So I fly the Emirates flight, and I found that the blanket of Emirates is actually made 100% from the plastic bottle. So that is really mesmerized me. And then I know that we are by contributing, by segregating waste, we can actually have something, we can see that, oh, this blanket is actually produced from the waste that we have been generating all this while. So it encourages us more to help the waste management.
Yeah,
Yes, so
yeah, true.
totally agree with you. So do we have any other questions?
So if we can have like what are the products that we can have it in the market. Maybe
Yes.
we're going to start to be more attentive lah to do the segregation and waste management even in our household, right?
Yes, true. Yes, very true. Okay. So do we have any other question from the audience? Okay, no more question, I think. So I would like to thank Dr. Siti Fatimah for accepting our invitation for this webinar. So and also thank you everyone of our audience, to the audience that has been listening from the first to the end. So in your for your information, so IBD has this webinar every month. So we do the webinar monthly. So keep in touch. Just keep on our Facebook. So we are regularly updating our Facebook for the next webinar. So we cover everything from science, society, economy, and so on, and business as well. So you are always welcome to watch our webinar. And also IBD will be conducting the training. We have several courses that we have been running throughout the year. So you can read at the bottom the nearest incoming courses that we will conduct, okay, for the October to December. So with that, thank you very much, Dr. Fatimah, for your sharing, and I hope we can see you again for maybe for the next webinar or next event in UTM.
Inshallah. I just want to add, maybe if anyone wants to contact me, they can use my email address. Maybe I can give later to the organizer.
Yeah, sure. We will share your email address in the Facebook. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
So thank you very much.
Okay, thank you Dr. Asma. Thank you organizer. Thank you Prof.
See you everyone. Assalamualaikum.
Okay, see you everyone. Bye bye. Assalamualaikum.